Hey guys, my name's Coach Nikki and this is Coach Lindsey, and we're going to be showing you some floor conditioning and skills that you can do. So some of these skills, especially the first two that I show you, are going to be walkovers. We don't want anybody to do this unless you have someone spotting you, so I'm going to show you how to appropriately spot the skill. If your parent is not there, do not do the skill. If your parent is not comfortable spotting you, don't do it. This is just an option for parents who want to be able to be a little more involved with their child doing them. So the first one we're going to do is a back walkover. So how you're going to start is with one foot in front of the other. It depends on your difficulty level. So if you are doing this for the first few times or it's a little challenging, you're going to keep your foot on the floor. If you've got this down pretty well, you can lift your foot all the way even up to a 90-degree angle. So you're going to put your arms up by your ears, and parents, when you're spotting, you want to have one spot on their back and then the other on their leg to help them kick over. By this level, they're very good at doing their kickovers by themselves. That shouldn't be an issue. So all you're really having to do is making sure that when they go into their back bends, that you're supporting their back, because sometimes it's a little more tricky to do it with your leg in front of you, and sometimes they'll crumple when they get there. So I'm going to show you again with Coach Lindsey. So you're going to have one hand on their back, making sure this one is supporting them, and then push their leg over. So that gives them enough support underneath them to stay up, and then helping their leg get over, because it's really hard for them to be able to do that when they've normally just come with their legs being right by each other. The next one we're going to do is a front walkover. This one is a little more challenging, not too much, but it's going to be basically the same thing, where you're going to spot their back, making sure that they're good, and then help them stand up. So she's going to go into a handstand, come down, and then support their back while they come up. Sometimes they won't be able to come up all the way because their foot's not reaching, so they'll end up kind of slinking into the ground. That's fine. The most that they're going to do is just kind of land on their behind. But I'm going to show you again how to kind of support their back and then keep one of the legs in the air. So you're trying to kind of catch it to guide them when they come down. Ready? Good. All right. Thank you, Coach Lindsey. All right, so those are our walkovers. Again, if you don't have someone that can spot you, please don't do them at home. But now if you do want to spot your child, you should know around how to do that. Again, contact us if you have any questions. The next one we're going to go over is a round off. So this one, you might need a little more space. It's probably a lot better to do outside than inside. But you can do two things. You can do running round offs to get them as much power as possible and make sure that they're hurdling very high. Or you can do a step hurdle round off. So depending, again, on their difficulty level, some of them might just be at the point where they need to step, hurdle, and then keep their feet together, and that's fine. And other ones might have done that, and they're very good at rebounding now. So that one you might need to actually push them to go up and make sure that they rebound out of the skill. So again, it just kind of depends, but giving them enough freedom, whether that's outside, if you have a very big carpeted area, but make sure that it's not going to be too difficult on their knees, especially when they're landing that skill. One of the very important things is to focus on blocking when they're doing that. So that means shrugging their shoulders, keeping their arms super straight. So one way we can work on that is by doing blocked handstands. So you're going to start in a lunge, kick, and come back up. So they don't have to go all the way into a handstand. The most important part is that the second their hands touch the floor, they push off by shrugging their shoulders. So start in a lunge, push, and then come back up. Again, it doesn't matter how high they go as long as they are pushing. You can also have them go up against a wall. And they're going to put their arms up by their ears just like they would in their skills. They're going to lean forward and shrug off the wall. And we're going to do this around 10 times. So again, they're leaning, squeeze their body, go into a hollow, and shrug. And do it over and over again until they're getting it a little bit better, so that when they do the round off, they really push off that floor in their block. Another skill that we're going to work on is just doing cartwheels in a straight line. Again, by green, they do know how to do their cartwheels, but as they move to the next level, they're going to have to do it on a beam, so we want to focus on that. So you're going to find pretty much any area where you have a straight line in front of you, and just look at it, just twist your hands, and then try to land on that line when you do your cartwheel, so that they're getting a little more practice, and they're able to twist their hands. So one of their hands is going to be in normal, and the other one's going to point at it when you go, and that just gives you the ability to look where you're going and to land on the beam or the straight line. So the last skill that greens have is their back handspring. So while we don't want anyone to do a back handspring at home, one thing that we're going to do is just the conditioning for it. So when we're doing our back handspring, we're going to first hold a hollow body So all we're gonna do is arms up, legs up, and we're gonna hold for 20 seconds. We're gonna try to do that 2 times, so that's gonna work on our ab strength and making sure that our arms are staying in the correct position. Another one that we can do to hold that is pretty much the opposite. So you're gonna lay back, put your arms by your ears, and then push up like this. And we're gonna hold again for 20 seconds, making sure they're tightening their whole body. And then come up, and again, we're gonna do that for 2 times. Another thing that we can do is push-ups, we can do planks, anything that's working on our abs, working on us being able to hold positions is really important for this. But that's all the conditioning we have for floor.